A few weeks ago, I made a reel telling you guys how I budget my money at 23 years old. In short, the video explained that I spend about 59% of my income on investing, about 16% of my income on rent, about 8% of my income on food and my pets, 7.5% of my income on leisure, and the remaining 9.5% on savings and a buffer for the month. If you're interested in hearing how I actually do all this, including my forms of income, what accounts I have, what credit cards I have, and my best tips for all of this, keep watching. Hey guys, it's Joy here and I'm super excited for today's video. If you are, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bells and let me know where you are on your financial journey in the comments down below. I know that there are a lot of college students who watch my channel and a lot of early career people on my channel, so let me know where you are in your journey. I'm basically just gonna get right into the nitty-gritty of things and talk about first the different types of accounts that I have. So I have my notes here. I'm gonna reference them as we go through it. As always, leave any comments or questions in the section down below. Here are the different accounts that I have, and then I'll go into explaining a little bit more about each of them. So I have a regular savings and checking account at my regular bank. I also have a high yield savings account at an online bank. Also, I have a few brokerage accounts. So I view my regular savings and checkings account as places where I have money going in and out frequently and I'm not holding large sums of money. So my check from my job goes into my checking account. Some of it goes into my savings account just so I have a buffer. But then that's where the fun happens. I actually have auto transfer features on so that all of my money gets automatically put where it needs to go the days that I get paid. I recommend using auto transfers to help you manage your money. It's kind of like the digital version of that envelope saving. Have you ever seen people doing like the cash stuffing in envelopes? It's like the digital version of that. So this is where all of the auto transfers go to. I have an auto transfer into my investing accounts, and investing accounts are usually called brokerage accounts. I use different things like traditional services. I also have a brokerage account for my job's 401k, and I also use Betterment because they have easy to use brokerage accounts where you don't have to select individual stocks and things. You can just put it in some target funds. And that is the 59% that I talked about at the beginning of the video. So 59% gets auto transferred into investments. One other investment that I didn't mention was my cryptocurrency. So I do buy cryptocurrency every month as well. One of the other auto transfers I have is into my high yield savings account. Basically, this is a place where you can keep your emergency fund of money. You're getting a little bit more interest than a regular savings account. The interest rate is a little bit higher. That's why it's called a high yield. And you also have funds that are easy to access that aren't tied up in investments. So this is where I put emergency funds. I know that there's different recommendations. I think my target emergency fund is like 3 to 6 months of expenses, depending on if there's actual emergency, then I'll take some out. So I think right now I probably have like 3 or 4 months of expenses saved up. So now that we talked about the different types of accounts, let's just talk about in general where I get money from. I actually work a full-time job, so I get paid regularly from that job, but I also have 2 businesses and I get a salary from my businesses, but I actually only pay myself once a year from those businesses based on how the business did. Some people pay themselves regularly from their businesses, but I actually have a new business, so it's kind of hard to project how much I'll be able to pay myself from that. If you are a business owner or you're managing different areas of income, definitely go to a accountant or a money professional so you can have help with that. The next thing I want to talk about is credit cards. So credit cards are actually some of my favorite things to have. I know that there's so many bad stigmas around credit cards, but there's actually a lot of good things about credit cards if you use them correctly. So I actually never pay for things with cash or my debit card. I always use credit cards, and I also always pay off my full balance at the end of the month, unless I have a 0% APR credit card. And that basically means that you have 0% interest for a select term. So you don't accrue interest every time you don't pay your balance off in full. I actually have 6 personal credit cards and 2 business credit cards. I love using credit cards for things like cash back and points for travel. I've been able to travel for free so many times, whether it's flights, hotels, or even if I want to reimburse myself for the different things I spent on vacation, I can use the cashback feature and reimburse myself for things like that. Well, I have a few favorites. So my favorite credit cards for points are the Delta Amex, because I can get Delta points for Delta flights. But since current events have been happening, I was looking for a little bit more flexibility. So I actually use Chase credit cards, because you can use their points for either, you know, the partner airlines, hotels, or you can even just get cash back. So I like those because you get a little bit more choice, but Chase I know is a little bit harder to get approved for. One cash back card that I really like is the Citi Double Cash, I think it's called, but you get 2% cash back on all purchases no matter what. So I really like that card if you literally just want cash back every month. I did not start off with 6 personal credit cards. I actually solely added those to my credit profile, but I started off in college with a college credit card. And then as I think in my senior year of college, I got one more. And then in the past like year or two, I got the rest of the cards that I have. You really just have to figure out what works with your lifestyle and how disciplined you are. If you're not someone who's disciplined, I don't recommend having a ton of credit cards. But if you're someone who's super disciplined, has goals and reasons why you have each card, then go ahead. There's so much on credit that I'm not gonna cover in this video. So make sure you do your own research. Make sure you get professional help if you need it. And also make sure you don't go into a ton of credit card debt, because that would not be good. So the last section of this video I wanted to talk through was kind of just how I watch my finances and make sure I'm on track for my goals and that I'm not going into crazy debt or anything. So the first and easiest thing that I use is called Credit Karma, and Credit Karma is a free service where you can track your credit score and your balances on all of your cards and things like that. So Credit Karma is super easy and I definitely recommend you check it. One thing about Credit Karma is it does not show your FICO credit score, but it shows TransUnion and another one, I think. Girl, we could do a whole nother video on credit, but I'm not gonna get super into it because I know everyone's at a different place in their journey. Other resources I use are an accountant. So I have a CPA that I meet with who manages my business finances as well as my personal. So we meet every quarter. Most people just meet with an accountant once a year because they don't have a business. So that's a unique situation for me. If once a year you want to meet with an accountant before you file your taxes, that's great. Or you can use something that's easy like TurboTax, which is what I used before I got deep into my business. I would just file with that. And the last resource I use is a financial advisor. So a financial advisor is really someone who helps you look at your full financial lens, your debts and everything, and help you kind of plan for the future and give you action items to help build your financial health. So my financial advisor helps me with my personal money as well as my business money, and she helps me set goals and save and invest towards those goals, and we also meet every quarter. Some employers actually have benefits where you get access to financial advisors, or some brokerage or banks have those perks or maybe charge them for a fee. So if you're interested in that, I would definitely recommend it if you have a complex financial situation. I think the main thing with money is that if you have a lot of different things going on, it's so great to have a professional's opinion to help guide you along the way. I'm obviously not a professional, but I do hope that this video sparks something in your financial journey, whether it's something that you didn't think of doing before or something that you're already doing that you're gonna keep doing. So let me know if this video was helpful down below. Make sure you check out all the other fun videos on my channel about me just dealing with adulting and all of that stuff. So make sure you go check those out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.